So when I roll out my dough, I just like to use a little bit of flour, enough that it won't stick. Prior to this, when you make your dough, I do like to chill it for at least an hour in the fridge. In my case, this was overnight, so it was quite hard. So I had to let it soften up a bit at room temperature, but not let it get too soft because then it just gets mushy and difficult to work with. So I let mine sit out the fridge for maybe 20-25 minutes before I started rolling out. I like to roll out to about a 1/4 inch thickness. Some people have those nice rolling pins with the measuring rings on them. I've just sort of learned through trial and error what a 1/4 inch looks like to me, and I go from there. So often when I am cutting, I will flour my cutters, and it generally prevents a lot of the stickage that sometimes you get. And then the chilling of the dough also, it makes it easier to cut the shapes because it just the dough helps hold its shape a little better when it's firm, and it doesn't stick to the counter or the cutter as much. So one thing that me personally that I find when I re-roll my cookie dough, I try to re-roll it no more than a couple times. I do find that if you're doing it much more than that, your cookies do start to get a little tougher. And really what we all want is a cookie with a nice bite. Some like it a little softer, some a little harder, crunchier, but I don't want a tough cookie. So I said I'll re-roll a couple times and that'll be that. Sometimes these cookie cutters that have the little tiny parts in them, like this giraffe here, sometimes they get a little bit problematic. And you see this little guy had one part left behind. So again, another reason to flour your cutters semi-regularly when you're using them, just to avoid some of that stickage that you will get. So this is the other way that I used when I didn't have a cookie cutter that I needed for this cowboy hat. I decided to try my projector and I hand cut them, which worked really well in a pinch, because you don't want to buy a new cookie cutter every time you have one that you need. So these are not quite done. I put them in for another couple minutes. I do tend to like to bake at 325 for about 18 to 20 minutes. That works for my oven. Obviously, you know your oven best, and you will figure out what works best for you. And also, we all have a different level of brownness that we like as well. So thanks for watching me roll out, guys, and I will see you later.